Hello to all you patriots out there. This is a podcast by patriots for patriots. Yes. And let's bring on that star statistician. That man with the facts, with the acerbic comments, very acute, I might say. He's got one of the best manners for insulting people that I know. Yes, it is. Here we go. There's the man. Hello, sir. How you doing?
All right, you?
I think so. Something a little bit delayed there, but don't worry. Let's see if everything warms up. It looks absolutely beautiful on screen here.
Yeah, I'm getting a couple of messages. Never seen these before.
Ooh, Okay. Well, a lot happening. Right at this minute, Trump is sending 2 nuclear submarines out to Zelensky's area. What's going on there?
Well, didn't he give Putin like 10 days?
Something like that. I think it's with all the threats that Putin is making. I think he's just reminding him, okay, who really does have the goods. Okay, so if he's going to do anything, they're going to get it as well. But I don't think Putin's going to do anything. I think this is just saber rattling, in my opinion. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, but anyway.
I'm not even going to say anything, me. I didn't even think he was going to invade Ukraine, remember?
Well,
I'm normally right, but that time I was massively wrong. I was
well, tell me.
Just willy waggling. Oops.
Are you right about this?
Yeah.
Yes, we had a few comments there saying thank you for adding Boris. I think we've got a few other suggestions that'll be coming on, but let's get your policies, sir. Let's get them out. Deport, deport, deport. Protect our borders, our women, our children. And the final comment there, sir, is...
0 in, millions out. I might change that to millions and millions, actually.
Well, I think this is for all those people out there, because this is just absolutely tons of them invading and bombing the internet. You ready?
Go on. I mean, it wasn't even a great punch, but it was still better than Keir Starmer's. Remember him on that punch bag? Hands down, Trump will win.
Oh, my God. I mean, there's just an absolute ton of these going on all over the place, okay? And here's the one that I liked.
Some of that was a better one, wasn't it?
I just see him going in.
Does this break the Online Safety Act? Is this violence harmful to children? You know what I mean? Where this is never going to end, is it?
I have no idea, okay? But
it's a joke meme, isn't it? But no, in this government, mate, that's out of order. How dare you show violence?
I have to say that, I'm not really that bothered about it, because I can tell you now, it's not really going to cause a problem for us. Because
it's causing a problem for everyone, mate. Literally everyone.
Well, yeah, there are people. Yes, there are people, and I'm beginning to see for definite that there is a real suppression of freedom of speech that is going on. But before we do that, let's see what's going on with the unions, because this is the Fire Brigade Union, and they put out a video, and I couldn't believe that they put this video out. I mean, I thought, what the hell is this all about? Okay. So here they are.
It walks like a commie, John. It normally is.
Divide people has been something that's been going on for, a lot before I was born. Before the English Defence League, there was the White Defence League with National Front and BNP. So these things have always existed, and they're all changed their face over the years. And it's not just skinheads and jackboots you have to worry out for now. It's people in suits and ties.
The far right have, for many, many years, worked to divide.
Shut it, you traitor.
We see Farage and Reform UK pointing to immigrants and asylum seekers and saying,
stop trying to sound posh,
look at them, they are your enemy.
Yep.
Don't look at us, whilst we are stripping money from public services and continue to work against working people.
reduction in social care, losing community spaces, closing libraries, the increase in number we're seeing in doctor surgeries, A&E waiting times, fire service is being butchered and cut back, and this is all as a result of the squeeze of public funding, and that's the environment that's been created that's allowed the far right to thrive.
Of course, we do see the far right reaching into concerns, especially in impoverished areas. They're utilising the underfunding of certain resources. They're utilising the depression of wages across the country and latching onto that and blaming minority groups for that. The working people of Britain and across the globe can't be duped by far-right rhetoric. It's absolutely important that we
Your
play
impression
our
is
role
better than mine,
in terms of explaining what that rhetoric is causing. Actually, if we agree that the far right are assisting billionaires, millionaires right across the globe,
we don't agree.
They're the people that are driving down our wages. They're the people that are underfunding our public services, underfunding our fire service. And actually the response to that is a working class movement. It's a trade union movement.
Yeah, they're funded by business, by corporations, by billionaires. And, a lot of their MPs and the leaders are also millionaires. And
Okay. Right.
What, like your unions aren't? You absolute disingenuous shithouse. Sorry,
I know.
I can't
was just
stand
about to say.
These unions, mate, ban them.
Same like the head of the rail unions as well. I mean, where do they live? What wage are they on? These people, are talking pie in the sky, really. What they should be doing is concentrating on, number one, the quality of their service, the improvement of their services, and collective bargaining with the government, not the far right. It's got nothing to do with the far right. I mean, what are they doing? They're blaming them. Why are they getting involved in that? It's nothing to do with them. Nothing whatsoever. You're firefighters. Fight fires and get on with it.
So what this pisses me off, mate, because a lot of my family were firefighters and none of them spoke like this. Absolute droid. Is he programmed by the same person who programmed Starmerbot?
Yeah.
Working people, far right.
Smash the gangs.
I can't stand these people, John. They've not got an original thought in their own heads. Did he literally just blame the far right for all the problems that are going on?
That's what he's saying.
Mate? What's he talking about?
Well, he's saying not like the EDL.
Not it would totally different from the BNP, who were totally different from whatever other groups he's talking about. Just lump them all together as far right. Honestly, there's not a brain cell in their heads, mate. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking this crap.
Absolute bollocks.
Absolute sheep.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, anyway, okay. So, all right. No, he's talking about public services. do you remember that guy from the In-Betweeners, James Buckley?
Yeah.
Well, we're past the watershed, so just listen to what he says.
Oh, good.
Straight away.
I suppose this is for the fault of the far right as well, is it?
Oh, God.
Fucking taking more money off of me and doing less. We put our garden waste out for the council to take away a couple of weeks ago there. They didn't take it away, and there was a sticker on it saying, oh, by the way, you need to go to this website now and pay for us. We're now charging for you to take away garden waste. And I'm like, what do you mean you're now charging? Don't fucking start that shit.
We've had this for years, haven't we?
Oh, we're now charging. As if before we did it for free and we know... No. We were always fucking paying for it. It's called council tax.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? What are you going to do next? You're still going to charge... So has my council tax come down? No, is the answer to that question. Has it gone up? Yes, is the answer to that question. Why are you fucking taking more money off of me and doing less? Everyone up and down the country is saying the exact same fucking thing. What the fuck is going on?
I know what's next, John. The DIY waste, because we've had that, haven't we?
Indeed, yeah. You're going to get limited. You're going to get limited, to...
And they'll go, oh, glass. Oh, hang on, we got to take glass away. You got to pay for it now. It's like, well, we didn't. Oh, you do now. And then, well, them plastics that we've got to recycle, well, you've got to now pay for that. It's never going to end. This is what we've been saying this for years back on the audio cast now with these add-on taxes. It's just taking the piss.
I know. We're talking like the audio casts, like they were the old days, but audio casts are still going. They're still going strong.
I know. I'm just thinking back to when we used to, because this was a big thing. We used to talk about this all the time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we were constantly getting, you got to pay this for this and this bin and that bin and the other bin. And it's just like, shut up and just take the rubbish away.
I know.
Just burn it in your garden if you're that arse. I'd pay 40 quid for that.
Well, also, I mean, when we were, we saw Trump having a go at Sadiq Khan. All right, here's somebody else. You remember that woman from Reform now, the former Crown prosecutor? Okay, and she's like
she's
slick.
well spoken, isn't she? She knows her stuff.
You like her. You like her. You're keeping an eye
I like
on
some
her.
stuff. Yeah.
Or is it that you like anything that's female?
Yeah.
Layla. This is her name, Layla Cunningham. Here you go. No relation to Richie from.
Hey, Fonzie.
Hey.
No. Hey, Richie.
Hi. Yesterday I had the pleasure of bumping into Sadiq Khan and asking him about any comment on the fact that knife crime has gone up by 60% in the past 2 years in our city, and there's been 81,000 phone thefts. He has claimed before there's not enough resources, yet there's been 15,000 non-hate crimes recorded. So I just wanted to get his opinion. As usual, he looked me up and down, didn't give me an answer, and just said, "Say hi to Nigel." That's the disdain he has for our city. And I'm a Westminster City Councillor, and he was in Westminster. And then I don't know if you saw, but when asked about a certain survey, he said that he received North Korea type approval rates and that people should call him Kim Jong. Who the hell compares himself to the worst dictator in the world? He takes us for granted, he takes our city for granted, and he's destroying it.
Well, is she telling the truth, Mark? Is he destroying it?
He's destroyed it. Past tense.
I did some delving into it, and they're all saying, they're trying to gaslight everybody now, saying London's a safe place because knife crime is down. The figures in New York and, Berlin and other places are much worse. Well, not strictly true, because it depends on the way that those figures are being interpreted. Now, I asked AI, was it true that the figures in London for serious crime, because it's the way they break it up as well. Don't forget, we're talking murder, serious crime, and then, the lower echelons, the thefts and stuff like that. Well, in actual fact, he wasn't telling the truth, was Mr. Rowley, because Berlin is actually worse. It in certain respects. Sorry, London is worse than Berlin because they have more murders in London.
It's probably worse than Berlin in 1940, isn't it?
Oh God, I mean,
you know what? He's probably right. Knife crime is probably down if they just don't deal with it. Then it's down, isn't it? Just ignore it. Just what? Someone's been stabbed, have they? Where? What? It's part and parcel in it. Just ignore it. Crack on.
They're thinking that they are thinking that the more that they say it, the more people are going to believe it. Now, if you ask just ordinary people in London, and mothers in particular, are they worried about their sons and their daughters going to school or going into town to meet up with their friends? Are they? And they'll tell you the straight truth. Of course they are. They are totally worried. They know it. I know, and there is a reason for it. And let's go. I mean, here we go. We keep on going on. I mean, I know there's an American theme to everything going on today, sir. And I don't want to. We pledge allegiance to Donald.
I've been thinking about this.
Should we?
If we can find some ancestral link between the Donald and any royalty, then can we have him as king rather than this sausage-fingered dipshit?
Oh, Mark, there is a ton of people turning around and saying, "Not my king, not my prime minister."
Well, if we can say that all we want, but unfortunately they are. It's our job to make them not that anymore. But at the king now, I mean, that's a different ball game, isn't it? We can fix the prime minister, but I say fix the prime minister.
There's been
a
suggestion.
Replace him with someone else who's just as crap.
There's been a suggestion by who's our man? Friend of Lawrence Fox. The father.
Calvin Robertson.
That's it, Father Calvin. He's suggested, sorry, I'm losing it, he's suggesting that the Church of England go back, and join up with the Catholics again, because he thinks that that's the only way that we're actually going to beat Islam in this country. It's a suggestion. And I put a comment up to him just saying, it's logical. It's a logical way to go, because we've got total weakness at the top. But the problem is the issue of the Constitution and the monarchy.
I could fix this tomorrow, but they won't, will they? So
What? Turn this country into a republic?
Gutless. No, just actually uphold the Constitution.
Okay.
Because if you've read it, there's things in there that can fix this. If he was brave enough. But he's too woke. Not interested, is he?
Well, you're going to introduce the First Amendment so everybody can carry a gun. Oh, no, that's freedom of speech. Second Amendment, sorry.
Second, yeah.
Everybody can carry a gun.
What if
So we don't need knives, we just shoot them.
When I'm king, oh, yeah, definitely.
It's not pricey.
I'll uphold the Constitution. Protestants can be armed according to circumstance and law.
Yeah.
The law says yes.
Oh, so you don't want everybody as Catholics then?
Mate, that's just what the Constitution says. I never wrote it, but...
Well, if you were writing the Constitution, what would it be? A mixture of what America's got?
Englishmen can have guns.
What? No Scotsman, Welshman, or Northern Irish? No, Northern Irish have already got them, haven't they?
Just in case they rebel. If they rebel, we've got to go back in time and we've got to do it all again, haven't we?
Oh, gosh. All right, well, let's go back to what J.D. Vance here, and he was having a go at Europe. Have a listen to this.
Oh, is he giving someone a slap down again, is he?
It's happening all the time.
Go ahead, J.D., lad. Go on.
And I'm not, yes, the Europeans annoy me sometimes, and yes, I disagree with them on certain issues.
Yeah, they annoy me
you have
too.
to remember that is the cradle of Western civilization. The entire idea of Christian civilization that
Especially
led to
the
the
French.
founding of the United States of America, that was formed in Europe. The cultural bonds, the religious bonds, these things are going to last beyond political disagreements. But I think that Europe, and frankly, I would have said this about America a year ago, but Europe is at risk, I think, of engaging in civilizational suicide. They are unable.
Civilizational suicide. We think they're engaged in it. We think.
Engage in it. They literally stood on top of the stool with the rope round the neck. Just someone's running up, just about to kick it away.
Muhammad is coming up like this. He goes, okay, just stay there for a minute. Boof.
Are we still allowed to make jokes about suicide, or is the online safety bill going to put me in jail?
I don't know. They've got a real problem, though. They've got a real problem. Here you go.
Or unwilling, too many countries to control their borders. You see them starting to push back against that, and good. That's a good thing. You see them starting to limit the free speech of their own citizens, even as those citizens are protesting against things like the border invasion that got Donald Trump and a number of European leaders elected. So, look, I want Europe to thrive. I want them to be an important ally. Part of that is going to be Europe respecting its own people, respecting its own sovereignty, and America can't do that job for them. If you have a country like Germany, where you have another few million immigrants come in from countries that are totally culturally incompatible with Germany, then it doesn't matter what I think about Europe. Germany will have killed itself, and I hope they don't do that, because I love Germany and I want Germany to thrive. And
there you go. So, he's saying it. Now, he's applying that to everyone. I mean, they've got their eyes on this country, and they know what's going on. And I tell you now, they're opening up. So, and if we're worried about it, okay, why are they not listening to women like this who are telling the truth? Now, here's Barry Gardner on Channel 4 News speaking to this woman, and he didn't realize what he was going to get. I mean, this was just unbelievable.
John, he never does. He comes on every time and just digs a bigger hole. But the one the other week where he's like, yes, we're censoring everyone's speech. So, well, thanks for admitting it, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, there you go.
With respect, my question to you is the recognition of Palestine by Western powers. Do you understand why this is taking place?
Sir, let me explain something to you. If you are willing to have your daughters 30 meters away from terrorists who have said again and again, very, very unashamedly, that they will carnage, massacre, rape, and burn them because they are British or Christian or whatever it is that you belong to, and you feel that your government should not do anything at all, plus your government would be giving food to those specific people who wish and claim again that they will ravage, massacre, burn, and rape your daughters, and you feel that this is a normal situation, and you feel that it is correct to give them a state, which they had since 2005. They had independence. And what did they do with that independence? They carnaged their own territory. Now, Canada has the biggest number of Muslim Brotherhood members in the entire globe. I wish them good luck. In fact, sir, I wish you and the British people a lot of luck, because you will, unfortunately, and I pray for you from the bottom of my heart as one mother to the mothers of the United Kingdom, that you will be safe, because you are being overtaken by extremist Islamist forces.
Can you say it any better than that? Can you say it any better than that? You know,
is she from Israel?
Yeah, she's from Israel. You know, she's live in Israel.
I mean, all right, I'm not a fan of governments, and not specifically Israel. But you know what I'd say if I was an Israeli? I'd just say to all these people, I'd just say, shut up. You can't even protect your own daughters and your own borders. Do one. So look at you've just shut down the internet for that. A lot of UK people just censored everything.
Yeah.
Like, so you want to protect your children? Well, hello, this is how we're protecting ours. Because don't forget, like, the Hamas put babies in ovens and all kinds of crap.
Oh yeah.
There was people locked in cages in tunnels for what? It could be 2 years. Are they all dead?
Well, it takes us very nicely on, because this government is talking about bringing in the Palestinians as asylum seekers. They're talking about bringing them in. Now, here's a quick explanation of what this government is doing to people. And I thought there was a brilliant explanation. And this is from a guy from GB News. Here we go.
Good evening. A slight change to the planned top of this hour. I want.
Now, this is a shocking story, and it comes from America. It was the Americans who found out this was going on.
I get the stuff.
That's right. I think that's one of the most interesting things about this story, is that we only know about it because of a subpoena by the House Judiciary Committee to the tech companies, in this case TikTok, but we understand that subpoenas have also been sent to X and to Meta and to other platforms. Only they have been able to find out what was going on behind the scenes. The British government, who was sending the emails, hasn't disclosed them, and so it's only because of the work that this committee is doing that we found out what was really going on during the Southport riots last year.
And to be clear, this was warning shots, basically, being fired by the technology department, by DCIT, saying, keep an eye on this stuff, saying, take this stuff down. How far did it go?
Well, the government's policy is that they don't tell social media companies that they have to take posts down. The purpose of that unit is to monitor what's being posted. In some cases, find examples of content that the government finds concerning, in their words, and point out to the companies things that they think might be a breach of their own terms of service. And so the government is able to say, in response to this story, well, we haven't told anyone what to do. All we've done has been a sort of helpful pointer service, which has shown you some things that you might want to think about taking down.
Yeah, I know.
And that's allowed them to try and avoid the accusations that they're directly censoring things.
But my goodness me, if you're a technology company and you get an email from the government saying, maybe you should look at this, I mean, that is censorship in all but name.
Yeah. Well, the government has something called trusted flagger status, which means that basically any request that it makes to tech companies gets sent straight to the top of the pile. So if you or I was to send something to TikTok and say that we thought that it breached the terms of service, you'd probably be waiting quite a while before you had a response, whereas the government gets sort of premium service and hears about it straight away. I think the important thing, Tom, is that we're hearing about this in the same week that the online harms bill is being enforced for the first time. We're seeing massive amounts of scrutiny on the government and how they're policing what people do online. I think the timing of this story is actually very unfortunate.
This is
there you go. So, we're now learning that there is a separate department which is monitoring what we're doing online. And what they're doing is, because they have trusted flagger status, they actually, when they make a recommendation to TikTok, Meta, X, they actually say, right, okay, we think, that this might be breaking your terms of service. Well, what they're saying is, get it off. They're not making suggestions there. They're saying, get it off. Otherwise, we're going to look at more ways to do things about you. All right? And because they've involved Ofcom now, because they copy Ofcom in on everything, you never guess what's happened. I mean, this is out now. And
before you do,
go on.
I just want to touch on something he said there. So there's a premium services there for what? So the government and people
premium
like that,
flagger service
and Parliament and stuff, just to go straight to them and say remove this. Okay,
and it goes straight to the top.
Okay, then. Well, I spent years, me and a group of other people on Twitter, as it used to be known, trying to get rid of those no maps, which is the people who said they're non-offending minor attracted persons. In other words, nonces who say they don't touch kids, yet on their profile said, I fancy kids from the age of 0 to 6. So while they were all over X, but it used to be Twitter, and Twitter never got rid of them, wouldn't remove them. They banned our account instead. So contact the Vet Cooper's office after I see them all being grilled in a select committee. They ignored me first attempt at contacting them. I said, I've got all the information, I've got all the accounts, I've got everything you need. I can show you how long they've been on there for, who they all are, what they're all saying, right? The pictures, the audible shit they were sharing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ignored me the first time, so then I threatened to go to the press, even though I'd already done that and the press weren't interested because they're shit houses as well.
Absolutely.
Vet Cooper wouldn't speak to me herself, so she passed on a lackey who said, sorry, can't help you. I said, sorry, what are you on about? I said, there's not even a way, there never used to be a way on X to report like stuff that was bad for children. So you had to use another reporting way and maybe say violence and stuff and hope they pick up on it. Right. And I said, I've got all the information. They're not getting rid of it. So he said, oh, there's nothing we can do. But you want to watch our meeting with them in the select committee? I said, hey, mate, don't be daft. I've just told you in my email. I watched it. That's why I'm contacting you. And they said, well, we'll pass all your information on to whoever's dealing with it. And maybe we'll see if they can put a certain reporting procedure in for like things that are dangerous to children. Nothing, John. Nothing at all. But you know what they did do, though? They removed Tommy Robinson's YouTube channel, and that was a Vet Cooper. The same around the same time. So they had their little premium service to get rid of the far right, as they call him. But they wouldn't stop what they're saying they're going to stop with this online safety bill. Lying, fraudulous traitors, John.
Absolutely. And here's Patrick Christie's was onto it. And this is slightly more recent, but that was a quick explanation of what's going on. Okay. You know that guy that's in there, this fella talking like that, he looks like something that should be in a James Bond movie. He looks like a Q to me.
Yeah, he looks like a nerdy spy, doesn't he? Well, that's what they all are now, basically, isn't it? The government's that now, nerdy university spies.
Oh, yeah, betas. Nerdy betas.
Yeah, well, they are, yeah.
Here we go.
Good evening. A slight change to the planned top of this hour. I want to bring you this breaking news that's emerging in the Daily Telegraph. A secretive Whitehall spy unit has been used by the government to target social media posts criticising migrant hotels and two-tier policing. The Telegraph is revealing that officials working for Peter Kyle, who was the technology secretary, he's been in the news a bit this week, hasn't he, have flagged videos with, quotes, concerning narratives to social media giants, including TikTok, warning that they are exacerbating tensions on the streets. Apparently, this same unit, which has now been renamed, was being used during COVID to clamp down on people who might have been putting out so-called anti-vax or anti-lockdown messaging. This is a huge revelation here. It's a huge revelation. It's something that I think a head might roll over. You know, people cannot feel as though the government is hugely clamping down on what they say about the biggest issue facing Britain at the moment, illegal immigration and legal immigration. They cannot clamp down on that. And this revelation is going to be deeply, deeply uncomfortable for Labour and, frankly, play into the narrative that there is a Stasi out there that is stopping your tweets. And can I just say as well one thing on this? One thing that I've been doing recently on this show, of course, is revealing how easy it is for human traffickers to operate on social media. I just wonder whether or not Peter Carr might be best served trying to come up with a crack team to stop human traffickers operating freely about how and advertising how to break into Britain, as opposed to maybe someone called Sandra who lives in Stoke who's got a problem with the local migrant hotel and decided to make a TikTok video about it. But we've got more on that story later on. It's a huge story. We'll have more detail for it later on. Welcome.
Right, there you go. All right, now, that's it. Now, the truth of the matter is, Mark, he made the point. If they were more bothered about smashing the gangs, they would concentrate their efforts in the same way that he showed them up into actually stopping the gangs. But they're not. So that means they must want them to carry on coming over. It's part of a plan. It's got to be that way. They're actually planning to harm the people, the indigenous people of this country. And if they don't like me saying that, well, you can get in touch with me at the American Embassy. All right. Take it from me. Right?
Why do I get the feeling like we're living in Mong world, John? So apparently the reason people are out on the streets is the social media stuff, not what the authorities are turning this country into. That's the reason everyone's on the streets getting angry, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are again. Probably say this every week. The symptoms. Stop dealing with the symptoms. Go after the disease. Yeah. They're the disease. They're letting this happen.
They are.
Again, you say anything,
there's something going on.
Your fault. Shut up. It's like just stop all this. Just shut the borders and get rid of the people who are a threat to this country. And I tell you what, a lot of this dangerous rhetoric online stops, doesn't it?
Of course it does. If people are unhappy and you're suppressing them, you're asking for trouble. That's exactly what happened in 1776.
I was just about to say, do these dimwits not know anything about history?
No.
Do they not realise what happens when you take the only way people can speak out about something away from them? Do they realise what the outcome is?
It's violence. It's inevitable.
And then when it's the violence, it's never their fault. It's all,
no.
And then it's put them all in jail, censor the internet, and that'll stop it, will it? No,
well,
it
here's the start.
It's just going to get worse.
Here's the start of what is actually going to be happening. And I think that this is the US actually saying, get your act together. Now, listen very carefully to what this guy is saying. He's actually a solicitor representing the tech companies, and he's taking Ofcom to court. Check this out. They're suing Ofcom.
Good.
Preston, thank you very much. So on what grounds are you suing Ofcom?
So Ofcom has awoken the screaming eagle, and they're really not going to like the results of what comes next. In the United States, we have this thing called the First Amendment, and the First Amendment protects an American's right to talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime about anything they choose without interference from anybody, not Congress, not a senator, not the governor, not even the president, and certainly not a British unelected bureaucrat. Ofcom has been sending letters to my clients, and I have intercepted and read every single one of the 4 companies, American social media companies they've targeted with this. And I have forwarded all that correspondence to the White House. And the White House is really, really, really ticked off. For context about how seriously we take these things in the United States, if I were to do what Ofcom did, and threaten an American in the free exercise of their constitutional rights, I would be subject to a 10-year federal prison term. If I paired it with a threat to kidnap, the maximum penalty is death. They have no idea.
Now, when he's talking about kidnap, he's talking about...
I mean extraditing people.
Yeah, extraditing or Mark Rowley, getting them if they're in the country and arresting them.
Take him, stick him in the chair.
Oh, Jesus.
Not condoning it, obviously, but if that's the Lord over there, then, who am I to argue?
Yeah. Not condoning it. Who's doing that? I didn't do that. How did that happen?
Oh, no. Must have. I don't know. Must have.
I didn't touch anything.
Maybe the algorithms have changed their mind, and then when we say stuff like that, it's going to celebrate it instead of reporting it to Ofcom.
Well, I let him go. Oh, this just gets better and better. Listen.
I like this guy.
They've woken up. The empire is extremely cheesed off. Lord Palmerston said in 1850, he invoked the famous Roman saying, "Civis Romanus sum," when the British Empire was running the show, to describe the idea that if you mess with any Briton anywhere on the planet, you're going to have to deal with everybody. Well, you picked on an American, and now you got all of us to deal with.
Preston, you raised the prospect of kidnap, and of course that is presumably because in this country we are threatening the arrest of American technology executives or employees.
Who do these people think they are, John?
But I suppose the issue is an American firm could simply say, we're not going to provide a service to Britain. We're just going to shut down our website. Brits won't be able to access it. I mean, I suppose they could then argue, Ofcom could then argue, well, you have the choice that you either operate in our jurisdiction and follow our rules or you don't.
Well, we're not operating in Ofcom's jurisdictions or following its rules. These companies are American companies running American servers and American software on American soil. And Ofcom is purporting to have the authority to dictate to these American companies what they can and can't publish and who they can and can't talk to. And with all due respect to the British government, the Labour government and Ofcom, we fought a war over this, and the UK lost.
And what's 1776
and the UK lost.
Yeah, this is going to make tea look like nothing.
Right, okay. Could you elaborate on that at all?
If you run around and I'm a lawyer, right? If you turn around and you tell one of my clients, you are engaging in perfectly lawful activity, right? And oh, by the way, for that lawful activity, I'm going to arrest you and throw you in a British prison for 2 years. I take grave offense to that. It frightens my clients, it scares my clients, it offends me, and it offends the White House. And we're about to do something about it.
And as you say, the White House has issued some indication that this is going to become an issue between the United States and the United Kingdom. We've already seen a congressional delegation over in London this week raising just these...
Now, we brought this up, right, on Wednesday's podcast with Jim Jordan over with some other congressmen. And they were talking about free speech. Just carry on listening to this. You're going to love it.
Before you do, John, I think we found our new solicitor.
Yep, Tim Byrne.
I think he'd be happy to help you. If,
yes. Oh, yeah.
If you feel like you're being censored by Ofcom.
Yes, yes. Michael Grade, watch out. I know who you are, sir. Okay.
We've got a new solicitor. Well,
yeah, we've got a new solicitor for Cheshire Matters, Tim Byrne.
Doesn't know it yet, but he will be.
No American left behind.
Issues. And of course, we've seen not just American websites be threatened with everything that you say, but also content be restricted by those American websites that are complying with the law. We've seen people's statements about the grooming gang scandal, protests about immigration, as well as things that people would ordinarily think are innocuous, be now restricted on social media platforms in this country. What do you think the American government could do in the coming weeks or months?
So, I can't speak for the White House. They have to speak for themselves. I've made certain recommendations from the White House, including to start that Peter Kyle MP be banned from entering the United States.
Yes.
We've also
He's the technology secretary.
The technology secretary, yes. We suggested he be banned from the United States for threatening American citizens in public, as he has done. We've also recommended that this be part of trade negotiations. Honestly, the fairest settlement here is that the UK gets access to our markets, but when they do so, they have to respect our Constitution. I think that's a pretty fair bargain, particularly when you consider that there really is no law more foundational to the United States than the First Amendment. It's our most cherished and sacred rule. And finally, we also have recommended and contacted the Department of Justice with a request for criminal referrals and for them to open investigations for conspiracy against rights. As I mentioned, that's punishable by 10 years in a federal prison and up to the penalty of death if kidnapping is involved. I don't know whether they're going to do that or not, but the fact is we've asked the U.S. government to apply every single diplomatic and legal lever available to stop this infringement of American civil rights.
Is that guy serious, or is that guy serious? I mean, he's saying that these things should be part of the trade negotiations. Now, I think behind the scenes, Trump is going to turn around to Starmer and he's going to say something, and Starmer's going to have to bet because they need that deal with America for credibility. They need it. All around the world, Trump is now they're laying on the tariffs on everybody. And,
today, isn't it?
Yeah, and the phone lines are hot to the White House. They are red hot because everybody's wanting to cave in and say, because they don't want 35% tariffs. They don't want it. So, as far as I'm concerned, Starmer should realistically now be called Diaper Man, because if he is not bricking it, no,
twitchy bum.
I'm telling you. So, and it all links back. Why are they letting these people in? Why is the majority of these people that they're letting in Muslims? Why? I just, what is it? Why are they protecting them? Why are they doing it? I mean, because there was another story, about the way that veterans are being treated in this country, and they were being kicked out of a hostel in Bolton, and Bolton Council are denying it, but everybody else is saying it's happening.
They haven't denied it, actually. Everyone was blaming the council, but it's not the council, it's whoever owns the housing. And the council is saying they're trying their best to rehouse them, but obviously their best's absolute dog water. So not happening, is it? I've got a plan.
Go on.
Now, this whole bullshit, I'm going to say this again because it's now day 5, and as an unverified UK user on X, I can still watch all the horrible shit they said is dangerous to children, yet I can't watch stuff about protests. So how's that for bullshit? So I've got a plan. I'm going to use lefty rules. I now identify as a Yank. How about that? Ofcom. And shove that in your pipe and smoke it, you muppets. Because, not being funny, at least they still value their constitution. And he's talking about these dickheads don't even uphold our own constitution like they give a damn about the American one.
True.
Well, might find out the hard way here, mightn't he, John? The absolute lunatics.
They can fight back on a number of fronts. They can do it legally. I mean, because if they target people at Ofcom and they get those shadow people right out into the open, and they target them and put them in front of a judiciary in America, that's if they're brave enough to actually go across to the States. Because, once they cross that border into the US, I think they're going to be into that swamp in, where is it, that prison we're surrounded by all the alligators and alligators, sorry. They're going to be in there. I mean, that would be great. I mean, could they take the whole of the cabinet, please? And they take them over there?
That's what I mean, yeah, because all these dickheads are working for Starmer. So maybe you want to start at the top. Look, this is all this thing, what's going on the internet, just crazy. I've been looking at what they're all doing. Spotify,
I know.
They're going to do face recognition. I swear to God, John, if Spotify, if I can't get in, I'll just cancel it, me.
I get insulted. Sorry, go on.
How is someone having a Spotify account endangering children, mate?
I don't know.
Like, wouldn't we be dealing with the most serious threats to children? So that's going to be paedophiles, yeah?
Yeah.
But we all know what's fucking happening with that. They're not protecting them in the slightest, are
No,
they?
they're letting them out of
Offline.
prison. They're giving them community sentences.
So here's me theory. So they're going to fix all this online, yeah?
Yeah.
Apparently. Right, so there's going to be no more danger to children online.
Yeah.
Where's the danger gone, John? To the bit that they can't fix offline. Oh, brilliant. Oh, these guys are our saviours, John. We're so fortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny. What the hell has that got to do with Spotify with face recognition? Well, how's that going to save? What are they protecting them from on Spotify? Songs from swear words in and that. Now, that should be up to the parents, not to let them listen to them.
Well, I'm getting so pissed off with all this facial recognition stuff. I mean, even at the supermarkets, when you're up at the till, they're actually scanning your face because you can see your face on little screens if you go to the self-serve, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell are they doing this for? But I did get insulted the other day, right? Because I bought a bottle of wine, okay? And I said to the lady who was coming up, because you can't have the bottle of wine unless they come in and okay it. And I turned around and I just said, I haven't got any ID. And she went, well, you can't have it. I said, don't make a grown man cry. She said, well, how old are you? I said, well, my wife says I'm 12. She went, okay, go on. I thought it was
What? How good is this face age verification software?
It's not good.
What if someone just holds up a picture of an adult? Is that going to make that work? I mean, I'm sure the kids are going to find a way around this. But this is just a big pushback now, isn't it, against the digital revolution by the independent media, and it's just to quash dissent. That's what they're doing.
I've got an idea. Got an idea.
Move to America.
I think that for all these facial recognition things, we should put a picture of Starmer up on every one of them.
Oh, that's a belt of an idea, yeah.
So every time they say, we need to know, who you are. So if you're going on and you're watching anything naughty and they say facial recognition, put a picture of Starmer up in front of the camera.
Yeah, don't use a Vec Cooper though, mate, because they'll be like, sorry, you're only a 10-year-old non-binary boy or whatever it is. Sorry, we can't let you on.
You're going back to that.
I'm a Vec Cooper. Sorry, no.
Yeah,
because I tried to turn her into a clown with AI and it just kept giving me little boy
You're
clowns.
going back to that picture of her with Chucky.
No, I tried to make it. I did a few of them, didn't I, on a thumbnail, and I could not get AI to understand what a Vec Cooper was, John. That's not my fault. That was AI saying, 10-year-old boy clown.
Oh,
no, 12-year-old boy clown. No, 13-year-old boy clown. No, I don't want a boy clown. I want a fully grown woman as a clown. 14-year-old boy clown. So I give up. I'll do David Lammy instead.
You're trying to remember this.
Ooh, don't. No, I've got beef with her. She's a rat.
Oh, God.
She's done nothing about this. Years ago, as I just said before, ago, they didn't use their special little privilege to remove the no maps off Twitter.
I know.
Quite the opposite, mate. Oh, Tommy's got to go instead, has he? You absolute slimy rat bags. Oh, well, can't stand them.
I'm going to say let's cut it here and let's finish. I know it's a little bit somber, but let's finish on Pat Condell and the way that he actually describes what's going on. Okay, so that people can get a very clear and articulate answer to what's going on.
Is he still wearing that woolly jumper? Is he?
He could be, but I mean, he's not woolly when he's talking about things. I'm telling you now.
He's not, is he? Followed him for years, mate.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, hey, listen. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, another wonderful conversation. Okay. For the nation. What's the matter with you? You're not talking.
Waiting for you to finish. Might be here for a while. But... What are you doing?
Have a great weekend, Stats, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday with any specialities that are coming up. Any predictions quickly before we go? Any predictions?
Yeah. It's the weekend. The country's still fucked. That's my prediction. Saturday, Sunday, effed. Monday, even worse. We're going to be here on Monday. I predict we're going to be talking about more absolute Clownwell nonsense from absolutely... we need new words to describe these people, John.
Yes, indeed.
Nothing's doing them justice anymore, is it?
Yeah,
we need Trump. Complete and utter lunatics.
We need Trump to send some nuclear submarines into the Mersey. We need some of them there, just to let London know, and up the Thames as well.
Just a load of boats so we can escape or something, I don't know.
Okay. Do you want me to put in a good word for you to actually, emigrate to the States?
No, I'm staying. Fight till my last breath.
Well, here's Pat.
The guy I am, you see.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know that you're a fighter, sir. We know that. Here we go. Here's Pat. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we will see you on Monday. Okay. We can't tell. We're men of mystery. We don't even know what time we're going to be there anyway. So you're just going to have to.
It's normally about 8 o'clock, is it? A little earlier, a little later.
Normally.
We're a bit like a train in this country. We'll just turn up whenever. Do you know what I mean? No, we're regular. We're regular, unlike the migrants.
Yeah. Here we go then. Okay, Pat, take it away.
Wondering why the society you've lived in all your life feels as if it's being pulled from under you like a rug. It's because while you weren't paying attention, your wholesome values were quietly reclassified as ugly prejudices, and now you are the problem. You believe in free speech? No, you believe in hate speech, and now you're a criminal. You like democratic sovereignty? Then you're a xenophobe and a fascist. No platform for you. You want a secular society, you Islamophobic racist? You're spreading hate, and you'd better be using the right pronoun too, if you don't want to be excluded for the sake of inclusion. In short, there's no place for you or your kind in the bright new tomorrow we're building. Now that the minds of an entire generation have been thoroughly rinsed through a progressive education that hates Western culture and everything it stands for, and everything that you hold dear, there's been a climate change that you didn't see coming. The climate has changed against you and your privilege, and without wishing to put too fine a point on it, your presence is no longer required. The best way to destroy the foundations of a society is to teach its young people not to respect them. And a whole generation has now been successfully taught not to value free speech, the very cornerstone of our civilization, but to hold it in contempt and to fear it, to run from it, to seek refuge from ideas in emotional safe spaces, and to believe that hurting somebody's feelings is a form of assault on a par with cracking their skull. This tyranny of feelings has been carefully nurtured to breed this infantile generation of emotional casualties, victims and crybabies, this generation of moral and political half-wits who can't wait to sign the next petition to shut somebody up or shut somebody down, never thinking for a moment that it could ever happen to them. A generation so placidly happy to soar off the branch they're sitting on, it's almost as if they've been programmed in some way. So if you think that you've got the truth on your side, you don't know what you're up against. The truth is incorrect and therefore inadmissible. If you think that you've got the law on your side, forget it. The law protects feelings now, but not your feelings. Your feelings are hate. Well, what about your right to free expression under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, you ask? Optimistically. Nice try, but we both know that in the real world, human rights don't apply to the wrong opinions. Are you crazy? The wrong opinions are hate. You need to understand that when breeding the perfect captive society of self-policing petty censors, you can't afford to let somebody just come along and undermine it with a rational argument. So feelings outrank rational argument now. You probably noticed that when you were banned from social media. And rational argument, when it hurts somebody's feelings, is, you've guessed it, hate. You see, progressive moral righteousness can make up these rules as it goes along, because it's got itself on its side. So really, you can't win. They won't even listen to your arguments as they beat you down with their phony buzzwords. It's not about arguments or ideas anymore. That debate is illegitimate. It's about you being a racist monster, causing division and spreading hate. And it's about dangerous fascist throwbacks like you being aggressively purged from our society like a cancer. Just so you know what you're dealing with here, welcome to Progressive Utopia.